It's time for another closer look at a key Kentucky Derby contender. And here's your host, Magic.
What's up, MagicRaceNews.com here to talk to you about 2022 Kentucky Derby contender Crown Pride. And after showing up and showing out at the Breeders' Cup World Championships last fall, boy, the Japanese are back in the Kentucky Derby picture with Crown Pride. He earned 100 Kentucky Derby points for winning the Grade 2 UAE Derby at Meydan in March. This is a horse that a lot of people, myself included, had never heard of until that race. Now here's some things after investigating this horse, his pedigree, watching his races. Here's some things that I like about him. First of all, that UAE Derby win, that came against the track bias. Meydan's dirt track turns into a conveyor belt, especially in two-turn races. So usually if you're not on or near the lead early, you're going to have a really hard time winning. Yet this horse was able to grind his way past the pace setter for the win. Now that pace setter's name is Summer is Tomorrow, and it's important to note that he didn't completely fall apart. He set the pace, gave it up in the stretch, but he didn't quit, holds on for second. That's a good sign that perhaps Crown Pride did beat a decent horse. On top of that, Summer is Tomorrow's connections are also sending him to the Kentucky Derby, a sign that his connections also think that he's a decent horse. Crown Pride is pretty lightly raced. He's 4 starts, but he has 3 wins. All 3 of those came against big fields and on dirt at distances of at least 1 1/8 miles, which tells me the 1 1/4 miles of the Kentucky Derby should be within his reach. He seems well seasoned for it. Plus, the Derby is going to be his 3rd start of his form cycle. If you don't know, that's when racehorses often give their best efforts. His sire, Reach the Crown, was a multiple group stakes winner in Japan and is a son of Sunday Silence, who was Japan's leading sire for 13 straight years. Crown Pride is essentially a homebred of Shadai Farm and the Yoshida family. They happen to be one of the top breeding operations in Japan. It's also where Mind Your Biscuit stands, if you remember him from American Dirt Racing. Now, his trainer, Koichi Shintani, just started training in 2020, and the UAE Derby, that was his first win at the graded or group stakes level. His jockey for the Kentucky Derby will be Christophe Lemaire, a French jockey who has been Japan's winningest rider every year since 2017. This will be Lemaire's first time riding the horse, but he is based in Japan, like the horse, like the connections. I'm sure they'll be well accumulated with each other. Now, here's some things that I don't like about Crown Pride. Historically, the UAE Derby winner does terribly in the Kentucky Derby. In fact, the best any horse that any UAE Derby winner has ever done was finish 5th in the Kentucky Derby. And twice, the UAE Derby winner didn't even finish the Kentucky Derby, didn't even finish the race. Hell, Thunder Snow barely got out of the gate and they pulled him up. Also, Crown Pride, the field that he beat in Dubai, there were only 3 American-based horses, and none of those horses are any good compared to the 18 new faces he's going to face, along with Summer is Tomorrow, who's coming over to the Kentucky Derby. Another thing I don't like, this horse, he doesn't show a ton of early speed, especially not in Dubai. And in the Kentucky Derby, you've got 20 horses breaking from the gate. Breaking from the gate cleanly and getting into the right trip for the horse, that is so essential. And if you break poorly, you're going to get shuffled way far back, farther than this horse likes to run. He's going to have way too much left to do in the stretch when the real running begins. I like that Crown Pride was able to win the UAE Derby against the track bias at Meydan. He was grinding. He was able to pass horses, but how good were those horses that he was passing? I don't think they were very good, and because of that, I don't think this horse is even worth playing to hit the board. However, I think if you want to play him in the Belmont Stakes, come back to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel, because if this horse ends up going to the Belmont Stakes, it might be a little bit worth a look at that point, but we'll tease it for now, leave it there. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Crown Pride? I know he's got a big support system, and hey, the Japanese are bound to win the Kentucky Derby one of these years. Will it be 2022? I say no, but you tell me below in the comments what you think. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/racingdudes. We'll see you at the track.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels. Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,